Did you know that in some parts of Africa, rituals are still practiced that, from our perspective, seem unimaginable, brutal, painful, and deeply rooted in tradition? These customs have been passed down from generation to generation and continue to shape the lives of thousands of people. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future episodes about the real and sometimes shocking faces of the world. And now, listen. Number 1. In the Mercy tribe, living in southern Ethiopia, there is a tradition where women wear large clay or wooden plates in their lower lips. It all begins when a girl reaches around 13 or 14 years of age. Her lower lip is cut, and a small disc is inserted into the wound. Over time, the discs are replaced with larger ones, gradually stretching the skin. The largest plates can reach a diameter of up to 25 centimeters. For the Mercy, this is a symbol of beauty, status, and maturity, as well as an important factor in marriage negotiations. The larger the plate, the greater the dowry the bride's family can receive. However, the process is extremely painful, carries the risk of infection, and can cause permanent disfigurement. Women who choose not to wear a plate may be considered less valuable and have fewer chances of marriage. Number 2. Among the Surma and Dinka tribes, the traditional way of winning a wife is through a brutal stick fight known as donga. Two men face each other armed with long, heavy sticks. The fight is a public spectacle involving the entire community. Blows are delivered with full force, often resulting in deep wounds, broken bones, and sometimes even death. Women watch from the sidelines, and the winner earns the right to marry them. For a man, losing means not only a loss of honor, but also the loss of his chance to marry. Despite the obvious risks, these fights are a source of pride and a tradition fiercely defended against bans from governments or international organizations. Number 3. In Mauritania, the practice known as leblou, the forced fattening of girls, still exists. In this country, obesity is seen as a sign of wealth, health, and attractiveness, so girls as young as 6 or 7 are forced to eat massive amounts of food and drink fatty camel's milk. The process is relentless. If the child refuses to eat, she is beaten or punished. The consequences can include vomiting, digestive illnesses, and even permanent health problems. Despite efforts to combat the practice, in some regions of Mauritania, it is still regarded as an important step in preparing a girl for marriage. Number 4. In Tanzania, there is a tradition known as ukungena. If a man dies, his brother or a close male relative is obliged to marry the widow. The woman cannot refuse, as it is believed this ensures her care and support. In reality, it often means the widow becomes the property of a new husband, with no say in the matter. Modern human rights organizations try to fight this practice, but in many villages the custom is still respected more than state laws. Number 5. In Somalia and parts of Ethiopia, the female circumcision practice known as FGM, female genital mutilation, is still widespread. It is usually performed on girls between the ages of 5 and 12, often without anesthesia, using knives, glass, or razor blades. It is believed this procedure purifies a woman and makes her worthy of marriage, as well as curbing her sexual desire. In reality, it causes immense pain, trauma, numerous health complications, and in many cases leads to death. Despite state bans, the practice is deeply rooted in tradition and is passed down from generation to generation. Number 6. In the Himba tribe, located in northern Namibia, there is a custom known as, quote, sexual hospitality. When a guest arrives at the home, the man may offer him a night with his wife. This is considered a sign of respect and friendship, and the woman has no right to refuse. In Himba culture, it is seen as a natural way of strengthening bonds and showing hospitality. However, from a human rights perspective, it is a form of sexual coercion in which the woman is treated as part of a social exchange, stripped of the right to decide about her own body. Number 7. In Uganda, in certain regions, there is still an initiation ritual in which girls are sent to so-called marriage preparation houses. For weeks or months, they are taught how to please a husband, both in household duties and in the sexual sphere. These lessons often involve physically forced practices, painful procedures meant to prepare the girl's body, and sometimes even sexual trials conducted by older men in the village. Although presented as education, in reality they are a form of systemic exploitation. Number 8. In Liberia, there is a tradition of secret women's societies such as Sunday, where young girls are isolated from the community for many months. There, they undergo a series of painful rituals, ranging from initiation into adulthood to female circumcision. Older women teach them the rules of obedience to husbands, readiness for work, and renouncing personal desires. Only after completing these rituals can a girl be considered pure and ready for marriage. Number 9. Among tribes in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, there is a practice known as widow cleansing. It involves a woman whose husband has died, having sexual intercourse with a man chosen by the deceased's family, to remove evil spirits and close the mourning period. In practice, this is rape sanctioned by tradition. A woman who refuses may be cast out of the community or declared cursed. Number 10. In South Sudan, in the Nuer tribe, marriages are often arranged without the woman's consent. Part of the transaction involves payment in cattle. The more cows a man offers, the more likely he is to be accepted by the bride's family. The woman is treated as an item of economic exchange, and her value is measured by the number of animals. After marriage, she falls entirely under the authority of her husband, and any attempt to escape is met with severe punishment. Number 11. In Ethiopia, among the Hamar tribes, there is an initiation ritual for young men known as bull jumping. To prove his maturity and right to start a family, a boy must run naked and leap over the backs of several bulls lined up in a row. But the truly painful part of this ritual concerns the women, sisters, cousins, and friends of the initiate, are publicly whipped with sticks until their backs are covered in bloody wounds. It is believed to be a sign of loyalty and support, and the scars are worn as symbols of pride. Number 12. In Cameroon, a practice known as breast ironing is carried out. Mothers or grandmothers massage, press, and flatten the breasts of developing girls with hot stones or pestles to delay their growth. The goal is to protect girls from unwanted pregnancies or early marriage, but in reality it causes immense pain, permanent disfigurement, and trauma. Number 13. In certain areas of Nigeria and Benin, in the Yoruba tribe, the law of wife inheritance still exists. After a husband's death, his wife automatically comes under the care of the deceased's closest male relative. She has no right to refuse, and refusal often means being thrown out of the home and losing her children. Number 14. In Mali and Burkina Faso, there is a practice of exchange marriages. Two families agree to swap daughters to strengthen ties and avoid paying a dowry. The girls have no say in the arrangement, and refusal can result in expulsion from the family home or violence. Number 15. In some regions of Zambia, there is a virginity test custom. Elder women from the village examine a young girl before marriage to ensure she is a virgin. If the result is negative, it can lead to rejection by the groom's family, public humiliation, and even physical violence. Number 16. Among the Maasai in Kenya and Tanzania, it is common to arrange marriages between girls as young as 12 or 13 and much older men. These marriages are part of traditional family alliances, and the girl's opposition is virtually non-existent. Number 17. In Sierra Leone and Guinea, there is a tradition of spiritual circumcision, where girls are taken to remote bush camps. For several weeks, they undergo rituals, singing, and genital mutilation. Their return to the village is celebrated with a feast, and the girl is considered ready for marriage. Number 18. In certain areas of Chad, there is a practice known as wife kidnapping. A man who wishes to marry a woman may abduct her and force her to stay in his home until the families agree on marriage terms. Often this is equivalent to rape and abuse, sanctioned by the village elders. Number 19. In Sudan, there is the so-called corrective marriage. If a young couple is caught having sex before marriage, their families force them to marry immediately, regardless of whether the encounter was consensual or violent. Number 20. In South Africa, in some communities, the practice of virgin cleansing still exists, in which an older man is said to remove evil spirits from a young girl's body. In reality, it is rape disguised as tradition, still justified by some as necessary for the girl's well-being. These are only some of the traditions still alive in certain corners of Africa. Each is deeply rooted in history, beliefs, and social structures, but each also brings suffering and harm. Although international organizations and local activists are working to end them, change is slow because tradition is stronger than the law. Awareness is the first step toward their disappearance. If you want to hear more eye-opening stories, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment, because only by speaking openly can we hope to change something.